Welcome to the collaboration module of the Facilitating Online course, COM705. This module introduces students to collaboration, collaborative learning, various collaborative platforms such as Microsoft Office 365 and Google Docs. Students will also explore the Google Docs platform through class discussion and a collaborative writing activity.
Learning objectives. After this lesson, you should be able to know 1. About collaboration, the benefits and drawbacks. 2. The various platforms for collaboration. 3. Describe how Google Docs can be used to write collaboration. Then lastly, know about the various components of Microsoft Suite 365. Collaboration. Group work is a central feature of most curricula, but few schools provide collaboration platforms to support group work. As digital natives, it is commonly assumed that students will find and use tools on their own without specific guidance towards collaboration. Collaboration can be defined as the process of 2 or more people, entities, or organizations working together to complete a task or achieve a goal. So why is collaboration very important? Number 1, it makes us work efficiently. It leads to higher retention, that's 2. 3, it boosts morale across organization. 4, it opens up new channels for communication. Number 5, it helps people learn from each other. Number 6, brings people together. And lastly, help solve problems. How do we use collaboration in learning? This brings us to the concept of collaborative learning. The concept is not new. Much of the early research on collaborative learning was done in the 1980s and the 1990s, when most classrooms favored the traditional teacher lectures and individual student work. But with the advent of technology and increase in learning technology, there's an increase in value the society places on the ability to work in teams. Collaborative learning has also become very common due to this increase in value society places on it. So what is collaborative learning and why is it very important? Collaborative learning is a type of learning or a type of active learning that involves several students working together and sharing the workload equitably as they progress toward intended learning outcome. This has become one of the strongest core philosophies operating in classroom today. So why is collaborative learning very important? It helps foster community among students who may be feeling otherwise disconnected. 2, it also provides students with an opportunity to engage in team building. And thirdly, it develops positive group dynamics. What are the ways to help students collaborate in the classroom? Number 1 is by playing games. Games help students become a very good critical thinkers, help them to learn to work with one another, and also establish a positive classroom environment. Number 2 is to give everyone their moment in the spotlight. That is, collaborative learning gives students an opportunity to contribute via their strong points. Number 3 is to create a safe space for discussion. Not all students want to participate in a general class discussion. But in a kind of collaborative classroom, students can share content, have a dialogue in and out of the classroom, and even get their friends involved. The number 4 point is dive into a fishbowl. A fishbowl is a strategy for organizing a whole class discussion. Students are divided into two, the inner and the outer circle. The inner circle students discuss the contents, while the outer circle students listen to the content, to the discussion, and take notes on the content or the process. So in short, you can say it's a teaching strategy that lets students practice being both speaker and listener in a discussion. In the last lesson, we discussed on the ways to help students collaborate in the classroom. While in this lesson, we'll be discussing about some ways to collaborate. Number 1 is via Google or Microsoft Suite. Almost all schools use Google or Microsoft Suite directly or indirectly. Within these two tools alone, teachers and students have access to documents and different presentation formats that enable students to collaborate on the same document or presentation, whether in the same physical space or not. Number 2 is blogging. Another way to collaborate is via blogging. Blogging can be used for any grade level or content area. Students can also collaborate on writing posts together and then share to build upon the learning happening within the collaborative group. Blogging helps students develop their literacy skills and help them to practice the content by applying their knowledge in a more authentic way. Number 3 way to collaborate is project-based learning. The use of project-based learning is a good way to help students prepare for their future by engaging in authentic work, exploring real-world issues, and working with peers to come to a solution. Number 4 is hands-on activity. Students are very creative, and sometimes when given basic materials and tasked to find a way to practice, they work together and come up with innovative ideas that move away from completing a worksheet or a textbook activity or doing something that is already created online. Number 5 is creating a wall of discussion. Digital tools available for having students share ideas, such as Padlets, are quite very handful for collaborating. Students can post their ideas even anonymously, share photos, video web link, or record audio to add to the collaborative space. Models of collaboration. In this lesson, we'll be presenting 3 models: the remote model, the role-based model, and the shared screen model. In the remote-based model, individual devices are connected to a shared document or a learning management system to collaborate. While in the role-based model, students work on smaller individual tasks based on their role within the group. Continuous communication is needed to construct a shared final product. While lastly, on the shared screen model, students work side by side, discussing and taking turns to complete an activity using one device. So, what are the factors useful in facilitating student collaboration from a distance? Factor number 1 is complexity and clarity of task. Students understand the tasks before moving to collaborative group. It's important to clarify the complexity of that task before splitting them into a collaborative group. Number 2 is accountability via a product. The teacher needs to see the product following the collaboration, and the product needs to include contribution from each member of the group. Number 3, argumentation, not arguing. Students use accountable talk to persuade, provide evidence, ask questions of one another, and disagree without being disagreeable. Not just shouting, not just arguing baselessly. It has to be a very persuasive, evidence-based talk, and not just disagreeing with one another. Factor number 4 is language support. Teacher modeling includes the use of academic vocabulary. This is very important. When you're on computer science, use simple academic vocabulary. Factor number 5, grouping. Small groups of 2 to 5 students are purposefully constructed to maximize individual strength without magnifying areas of need. Factor number 6, time. As a general note, collaboration in distance learning or online learning, breaks out room should be 10 minutes per session or less. We have to be mindful of the time, mindful of the sessions, and mindful of the discussion. Factor number 7 is ask for help. The student understands the procedure to ask for help. It's very important to always give a clear, guided help page or help room to help students understand the procedure and to guide them. Modes of collaboration. The different modes of collaboration and communication when working on group projects with your colleagues are listed as: number 1, collaborative authoring platform such as Google Docs, Microsoft Office 365. Number 2 is file sharing application. Example of file sharing application: Google Drive. Number 3 is text messaging. You can use social media platform for that. Number 4 is face-to-face meetings. Number 5 is via emails. Number 6, phone calls. And number 7, video conferencing, such as Zoom.